What made you break into your best friend's house and call the police? Brian was at his friend's house when the electrical fire consumed his home, killing his parents and his little sister while they slept. The guilt was destroying him. 3 weeks later at grief counseling, he wandered into the recreation room and found Silent Hill 2 on the PlayStation. As I watched him play, his shoulders finally relaxed. This game gets it, he whispered, watching James traverse his own guilt-made hell. He understands the need to be punished. I bought him the collector's edition for Christmas, desperate to support anything that helped. Brian started playing Silent Hill 2 obsessively, using it as his escape from the crushing guilt. I'd sit with him during marathon sessions, bringing food when he forgot to eat. His grief counselor was actually relieved. Better than substances or self-harm, she told me. Brian would spend hours analyzing James's journey, taking notes about redemption and punishment. When he proposed doing community service as his own penance, everyone thought it was a breakthrough. He organized smoke detector installations, volunteered at burn units, led fire safety workshops at elementary schools. He'd work himself to exhaustion, but people admired his dedication. The fire chief personally thanked him, saying Brian had transformed tragedy into purpose. Even when Brian would mutter about accepting necessary punishment while working, volunteers just saw it as part of his healing process. I helped organize the workshops and watched him finally sleep through the night. For the first time since the fire, I believed he'd found his path forward. The morning our town woke to unusual fog, Brian called it a message. He started seeing patterns everywhere. Rust on buildings spelled warnings. Sirens meant specific sins were being punished. At community service, he began asking volunteers to confess what they need to atone for, making people uncomfortable, though most assumed it was just his way of processing. When people complained, Brian pushed harder, insisting pain purifies us, while working volunteers past exhaustion. He started showing up at fire scenes, grabbing firefighters, and insisting he understood what the fire was saying. After the third incident, the fire chief banned him from all emergency scenes. Brian accused him of being an agent of the order, suppressing the truth. That's when I noticed he'd been mapping our town, marking buildings with corruption levels, and drawing otherworld transitions. He'd stockpiled gas masks in his garage and started leaving Bible verses mixed with Silent Hill quotes on neighbors' doors. When I confronted him, he said coldly, "You've never lost anyone. You can't see what's coming." I called his therapist that night, but she said he'd stopped attending weeks ago. I tried organizing an intervention, but Brian heard about it and began avoiding me. The next week, I broke into his house and found his journal categorizing every townsperson as innocent or condemned. I photographed the pages and went to the police, but they couldn't act on weird writings. The dense October fog rolled in at 3 a.m. when Brian's call woke me. It's here. The fog world is here. I have to save the innocent.